What's good, y'all? I'm back again. Got another video. And I want to talk about something that's not really talked about. Women cheating. And I'm not going to sit here and say that all women cheat or the things that I'm saying all women do. So if it does not apply to you, then it shouldn't hit a nerve. But what I will say is that right time, right place, right guy, any woman can cheat. All it takes is a certain guy. And usually, luckily for you fellas, usually women don't run into this guy. But if it's the right time, right place, the right nigga, she could potentially cheat, bruh. And let me explain to you. I have a very interesting story for you guys that I want to share with you. That my experience dealing with a woman that was actually married and I didn't know. And she was giving me all the signs. Let me explain the story. Let me explain it to y'all. So I went to this get together. You know, it was a get together that one of my friends had, and it was a whole bunch of people there. Some people that I didn't know. It was, you know, his friends too, and him and his girlfriend, whatever. And I was at the party, and there was this chick there. She was like, she was really, really beautiful and all that. And I looked at her, and, you know, she looked at me, and I was like, okay. So the whole night I was kicking it, you know, she was eye fucking me the whole night, just staring the whole night at me. I'm like, okay. So eventually, enough was enough for me. So you know, she was looking at me again, and this time she looked extra hard. We had eye contact, and then she started like kind of dancing and shit. And like, I just spawned over there and shit. Like, I just went and started getting at her and started talking to her, shook her hand, and she was all into it and shit. But the crazy part is, you know, my homegirl interjected, you know, she, you know, got in the way. She told me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she married and shit. I was like, words, like, the way she was eye fucking me the whole night, I wouldn't have thought so. The crazy part is, bro, I met her husband earlier that night. You know, I shook his hand and all that, and right in front of her husband, he was in that same room or whatever, in the same, like, bar we were at, whatever. And she didn't give a fuck. She just did not respect this nigga. And I'm saying this, guys, is that one key to this video I want to say is respect. If your woman does not respect you, this is the shit that happens. One thing I'll tell you fellas is this. I'd rather take respect than love any day of the week from my woman. Because that shit is disrespectful. You checking eye fucking another nigga and your man is in the same vicinity, that's no respect. And it show you that, you know, you gotta vet whoever you with, whether you're a female or a male. You gotta vet who you with properly, because you don't want to date some scandalous motherfucker. So, you know, after, I'm gonna explain the story. So after I found out about that shit, I stepped off, because, you know, I don't fuck with married women and women in relationships. That's just my moral code. And plus, I don't want the fucking drama that comes with it. So I just stepped the fuck off. But it showed me a lot. I was like, wow. I had a moment where, like, it was the right time, right place, and everything. And I could have fucked her. But luckily, my homegirl told me what was up. And, you know, because I would have felt hella bad about that shit. But watch out, fellas. You know, make sure you vet the woman that you with properly. Make sure she respects you. Don't take no disrespect. And that's how women are, man. They test you. And if they try to test you and they try to say and do shit to you know, that might be a little disrespectful, not like to the extreme, but it's on the slide, and how you react sets the tone. I'm not saying you gotta curse her out. I ain't saying you do none of that shit or yell at her, but you gotta let her know that, hey, you know, don't talk to me that way. And once you do, they'll respect you. They might get upset, they might attitude about it or whatever, but in the end, they will respect you. So keep that in mind, fellas, and stay blessed, y'all.